Hello and welcome. It's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate you, your time, and effort, and finding me on this thing called YouTube. If you're new, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate you today. And if you're an OG, you know the drill. Thank you so much, as always, for coming back week after week. It's just what it is. So thank you. If you can be so kind already, let's just start. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. Let's make sure that we are prepared in hitting the notification button so that you don't miss any videos. And if you have not subscribed and you keep coming back, come on, just go ahead, subscribe already. I'm just saying. So today, I wanted to talk about something called getting dressed. And you might say, okay, seriously, what is it so deep that you need to talk about getting dressed? Well, I'm starting to recognize that a lot of us are really in this place. You know, COVID's really just kind of messed up everybody's idea of presentation. And I'm not really saying it as if like you have to, be dressed to the nines and in your suits and so on and so forth. But what I am saying is that today let's talk about some things to really cheer ourselves up on a daily that we have just gotten really lax about doing. So the question is, are you literally waking up prepared for the day? Did you see that? Did you see how slow I took it? I'm going to say it again. Are you waking up prepared for the day? And you may say, well, what prepares me, Priscilla? What are you saying? Well, first things first, let's just talk about a few things that we need to make sure that we're doing, even if we're at home. Even if we're at home, you really want to do a few of these steps, if not all of those steps. And the first thing you want to do is make sure that you get up and you get dressed. Now, some of us are morning shower people. Some of us are evening shower people. I kind of like to do them both. I sweat in my sleep, so I think it's very effective. But there's something about waking up with water hitting you, for me, that just wakes my senses up. It's exhilarating. It gives me what I need. And I know that that is key for a lot of people. So we want to make sure that we're doing that. We also want to make sure that you're putting on some clothes, not some clothes that necessarily are tight-fitting and uncomfortable, but something that really allows you that if you want to go and run an errand, you don't feel uncomfortable. You don't feel as if, this isn't preparing me to actually get out in the masses of people. Again, if you are at home and you're like, I'm not really doing anything but literally rolling over to the computer, just this little bit of zhuzh can start your day off a little bit better. I also like to actually have a scent, so I spray something on my body. And, again, we have a tendency in this world to think that we have to keep our nice things to this idea of only wearing them when we're out and amongst people and we can be seen. I'm going to really be a pushing point today to tell you, put on your stuff, wear your clothes, wear them as often as you like. There's nothing wrong with wearing them multiple times. There's nothing wrong with wearing them if you're just the person that's wearing them. So I'm going to say the same thing about fragrance. Actually get up and put on something that makes you feel and smell good to yourself, because you're important and you're presenting yourself to yourself, and that's key, okay? Also, you want to make sure that you are eating something in the morning. Now, there are a lot of people, trust me, I've been in fitness a very long time, and there are a lot of people in this world who get up and they have a cup of coffee and they're like, girl, that is all I need to get my day going. To some degree, yes, but understand that to actually break the fast, actually start to consume or chew something is important. Water is also important. So it would be nice after you get dressed, if you have not done it prior to getting dressed, to have a glass of water. Room temperature is best because it does not create a jolt in your metabolism. It just allows it to really kind of work and work very quickly because it is at room temperature. Now, for my cold drinking people, I am not knocking your hustle. I'm simply telling you it's just not always ideal for your metabolism. But make sure that you're doing at least that, and make sure that you're trying to get something in your system. Doesn't have to be a big meal, but it would be nice if you would break the fast. That's what that is. Next, please, please, please take the time to take small breaks to allow yourself to actually decompress, especially for you people that are working at home, and especially for the people who are at a computer front or looking at a computer for more than a few hours at a time. You really want to take the time to just let your eyes kind of wander, really want to get up, actually stretch a little bit, even if it's just for a minute, just to allow your body to just continue to be in a place of oxygenating itself and being very fluid within itself. If you can do those few things, pretty much by lunchtime, you're feeling great. Please try not to skip any more meals. If this is now your first meal of the day, please make sure that it's a balanced one, especially if you're in a position where you're trying to balance your weight, or I should say lose weight, or be in a place of building. Notice how that's all of the rationale of food. You want to make sure that you're still eating something. Fast food and fried things aren't necessarily ideal, but if that's all you got, eat it in moderation so that you're basically not eating it every day, and that should definitely help your mood. A lot of us do not understand that our moods are based on our stress levels. Things transpire all throughout the day that cause you to spike. So you really want to make sure that you're keeping your insulin balanced, and you want to be in a mental space of knowing that you are staying hydrated. It's kind of why I'm pushing the idea of, instead of having the coffee first, at least drink the water, okay? Before you just kind of go into the caffeinated scenario, because that does create a proponent of giving you headaches when you don't have the insulin spike, and it's not necessarily good for you over a length of time. That's just my perspective. But I am a coffee drinker. For the people that are thinking, she probably don't even drink coffee. Yes, I actually do. I just do it where I'm not drinking 24 ounces of coffee. I try to keep it at a moderate 8. And if I drink it, I typically don't drink it every day, but I will have it throughout the week. Okay? Lastly, I want to make sure that you know that when you are now allowing yourself to rid your mind of work and allowing yourself to now come into maybe your lifestyle, maybe be a part of your family, maybe start to cook a meal, you still want to actually take the time to really write down what you've achieved and write down what it is that you need to achieve for the next day. Sounds crazy, sounds even juvenile to some people who are like, why would I need to do that? Because we're all at a stage of life that we need to actually document what we've accomplished. How many times have you walked into a room and forgot what you walked in there for? Because the people that are following me on this channel, we're not super young people. We're definitely at an age where we understand that things will elapse in our memory and we feel like we're losing our memory. So be proactive and actually prepare yourself for what needs to happen. I would like to say that I do that on a daily, and I do it throughout the day. I'm giving it to you at the end of the day. It's the least you can do to save yourself the stress and create a sense of peace of mind that you understand what has happened and what needs to happen. It also keeps you super productive and very efficient in your workspace and your family space. Lastly, I have been talking about this for the last year and a half with some friends, and I'm going to share it with you. The last thing that I would tell you that gets me ready for the next day after I've done all those things throughout the day is I take the time to shut my phone off and to literally take some time to myself. And when I do that, I'm off. I'm completely off. And I'm not really running back onto social media, and I'm not giving myself this idea of social media decompresses me. Because I've heard that, and I've heard a lot of people say that. But that's kind of crazy if you really think about it, because you're really then recreating chaos within your mind at the end of the day when you really want to shed yourself of anything that you're not really happy about, even if that's something that you've done within yourself or to someone else, and you really want to prepare your mind for just a place of forgiveness. So these are just some things that have helped me. I definitely think that there are things that can help you. We will always add to this list, but for now, let's just work on those few things and see where it takes you. Hit me in the comments and let me know what you do and how you actually then create a sense of productivity and happiness throughout your day so that you can feel efficient and work in a space of peace for yourself and for others around you. I greatly love to hear whatever it is that you have to say, because I'd love to add some new things to my list. As always, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Live life authentic. And by doing that, you just create a better space for yourself and the people around you. So as always, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.